lots that has happened this week. You know that on Fridays, we don't talk to politicians. We take a break and we talk to journalists who have been following the issues, and we have a very non-partisan conversation. There's so much that has been happening in the country, from Cecilia Dapa's account and the many things that keep coming up. How much money the Office of the Special Prosecutor allegedly found in her residence. It's mind-blowing. There's so much money in this country, I always say, but you and I, we're suffering, right? Well, we'll discuss that. And also, the losses made by the Bank of Ghana and the NDC's press conference, giving them a 21-day ultimatum to either resign or, which is the governors of the Bank of Ghana, to either resign or the NDC will occupy the Bank of Ghana premises. Well, interesting. Let's see what happens, because this is not the first time the NDC has promised to do something that it didn't happen. Every time they promised us that e-levy will not be passed. They said some of the ministers, the appointees will not be approved. None of them happened. So a lot of people have cast their doubts on this one as well and are asking whether or not it will happen. We'll also talk about the coup in Niger and what ECOWAS intends to do if there is time. And today is Friday, so Freestyle Friday with a very beautiful voice called Abiana. She'll be joining us on the show. And of course, you know that on Fridays, I don't get to talk for our take. I leave that to you to call us and share your thoughts with us on anything at all that's on your mind with regard to the country. Please, when you call, no insults. If you're a fan of Mahama, Akufo-Addo, or whoever, do not insult anyone on the show. Let's maintain some decorum on the show. Okay? And when you call, I know it's very nice to hear yourself speak on TV. I mean, I want to hear myself speak, but if I was hearing myself, then you at home, you wouldn't hear me. So when you call, kindly reduce the volume on your TV set so that I can hear you and the viewers at home can hear you as well. Then we can have a very nice conversation. And when you call, tell us your name, where you're calling from, and then you can start talking to us. Don't forget anything about Ghana. You could be happy. You don't always have to be sad about Ghana. I mean, there are good things happening here, right? This week, today, I believe, is the final day of the BEC examination. It started on Monday. Did I tell you guys the story of the students who showed up at the exam hall and they were told their names were not on the list because when they paid and registered for the examination, the headmaster of their school said that he had an emergency, and so he used the registration fee of the students to sort out his family emergency. So these students get there, their names aren't on the list, so they don't get to register, meaning they don't get to write the exam. They have to wait, God willing, next year. That's insane. Exam malpractices have been recorded both on the side of the students and that of the teachers. And, you know, earlier, about 2-3 weeks ago, there was a release by the GES that they were going to search the private parts of some of the students. A lot of us were vehemently opposed to that, and so they took it out. And it makes me really sad, you know, that when I spoke with some persons of the GES, they cited some of these exam malpractices as the reasons why they wanted to conduct that search. A lot of us spoke against it. They cancelled it. But here we are. I mean, during our time, I know that malpractices were recorded, but it wasn't like this. And so it makes you wonder why people can't just learn, students can't just learn. Some students, I must say, and they want to cut corners too. It's not right. It's just not right. So these are some of the things that will be discussed. And of course, I'll tell you what's in the newspapers as well. But the phone lines will be open very shortly. Please call us. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're calling from. And let's hear you. Anything at all about Ghana. And also this week, it was in the Chronicle newspaper, President Akufo-Addo was awarded by the African Bar Association for his fight against corruption. Yeah, it's one of the things that we will talk about. And it was also this week that we brought you the story about the magistrate court sentencing a driver to 12 months imprisonment because he rained curses on some policemen. Quite a number of things have happened this week, like I have said. But, you know, the most topical of them all is this Cecilia Dapa's issue. And the conversation that has been going on about it. You know that some 2-3 weeks ago, this story broke. She resigned and said that she didn't want to get in the way of the work of this government. Well, interesting things keep coming up. The Attorney General tried to take over the case. The Office of the Special Prosecutor conducted a search in one of her residences and found about $560,000 in cash in her residence and about 2.3 million Ghana cedis. That is cash. Not to talk about those found in her bank accounts, which the Office of the Special Prosecutor has come to say that they have not confirmed anything. And so, the public should disregard media reports. But in the affidavit that was sent to court, because the Office of the Special Prosecutor is seeking to freeze her accounts, in the affidavit that was sent to court, it is stated in there, point 11, that during the search conducted in the home residence of Cecilia Dapaah, about $560,000 cash was found there, about 2.3 million Ghana cedis cash was found there. Don't forget, this is minus what has been in the news, what she allegedly lost to her, domestic staff. This money, some of which these staff have used to buy mansions, have used to buy cars, some have given some to their boyfriends and whatnot. We're discussing that. The phone lines have been open now. Please call us and tell us what's on your mind. I really want to hear from you. It's been a while I interacted with the most of you. And so tell us what's on your mind. While I do that, I'll be looking at the newspapers as well so that we can move fast. With it, the Daily Graphic newspaper. Okay, do I have a caller? Not yet. Okay, there's a caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, madam.
Great. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and let's hear you.
My name is Solim and I'm coming from Tumu.
Okay, if you can please reduce the volume on your TV set.
Madam, you said?
Please reduce the volume on your TV set.
Okay. It's good because nowadays Ghana, the way it's moving well because the education system is very hard. There's not even food for them to be eating.
Hello?
Hello, I said it.
I can hear you. Please go on.
And that is why Mila Days are completed in 2021. The time we are just about to complete, we are short of food. And nowadays too, you don't know, they don't respect farmers. That's why the food is no more than like that.
All right.
And Ghana is very hard to us.
Okay, thank you very much for your call. We appreciate it. The phone lines are open. Please call us and share your thoughts with us. The Daily Graphic newspaper. Okay, I have another caller, Kojo Nkansa. Kojo, good morning. Thank you so much for calling. Tell us where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Kumasi. I said Kumasi.
Are you Kojo?
Kojo Nkansa.
Okay, Kojo, let's hear you. Hello, Kojo. Okay, we apologize for that. Kojo, please try again. The Daily Graphic newspaper, the front page. Search reveals more cash in Cecilia Dapaah's house. I was telling you that earlier. And there has a photo of the former Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, who resigned as a result of this story. Okay, we have a caller, Awal from Bimbila. Awal, good morning. Thank you so much for calling. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes.
I don't even know where to start from.
Start from
but
somewhere.
All I have to say is that we are where we are because of some of the utterances and the campaign of the. I think I have to blame even the journalists as part of the problem of their nation, because this is the president who started his podcast career for a long time. most journalists didn't know much about him. Lied to Ghanaians and sold him, packaged him well and sold him to Ghanaians, and Ghanaians ended up voting for him. And this is the result of that bad, propaganda that was preached to Ghanaians. Look, this is the president. Look, for the look of things, we get to know that this is the president who has no regard for Ghanaians. Look, what is happening currently, if a quarter of that had happened during the Mama regime, maybe we would have had a coup. Mama is the chief, Mama's appointees are bad, this is Mama that, Mama this. Currently, even those who were criticized, who were very hard on Mama, are quiet. Even the journalists, they are even afraid to criticize. I thought what the journalists